All right, let's talk about something that's literally a matter of life and death, but you've probably never even heard of it. We're diving into the hidden system that keeps the medical tools used on us safe and sound, all the way from the factory floor to the operating table. Okay, picture this, an operating room. Everything is sterile, precise. Every single tool, the scalpel, the heart monitor, an implant, it has to work perfectly. I mean, there is absolutely zero room for error. The stakes, well, they couldn't be higher, right? But have you ever stopped and thought, how do we know? How can we be so sure that all this life-saving gear is in perfect shape?
And that is the big question for today. A medical device doesn't just magically appear in a hospital. It goes on this long, complicated journey. So, what's the safety net? What system is actually in place to guarantee its integrity every single step of the way?
Well, the answer has an acronym, and it's a super important one you've probably never heard of. GDPMD. This is it. This is the official safeguard, the rule book for the entire journey.
So, what does GDPMD even stand for? It's Good Distribution Practice for Medical Devices. And let's be clear, this isn't some friendly suggestion. Oh no, it is a full-blown quality management system. Just think of it like the ultimate rule book for anyone who imports, distributes, or sells these devices. You follow it to the letter to make sure everything is safe for patients.
And its mission? It's super clear, and it boils down to three huge words: quality, safety, and performance. The whole point is to keep those three things rock solid from start to finish. No exceptions. Okay, so to really get how this works, I want you to picture a chain, a safety chain. Every single link has to be perfect, totally solid, designed to protect the device. Because if just one of those links breaks, the whole thing falls apart. And that's when patient safety is on the line. This safety chain we're talking about, it's made of 6 critical links. Each one is a totally different stage in the device's journey, from the moment it's ordered to the detailed records kept about it. So you ready? Let's break them down one by one. All right, link number 1, product procurement. Everything kicks off right here. And it makes sense, right? If you want a safe device at the end of the line, you better start with a safe, verified device from the get-go. This first step is basically about doing your homework. You got to confirm the supplier is legit, that they're trustworthy. You've got to double and triple check that the device meets every single technical spec. And, this is key, this is where the paper trail starts. Every single detail gets documented from day one.
Okay, so you've sourced the right device. Awesome. Now comes the next challenge: getting it from point A to point B safely. This is our second link: transportation and delivery.
I mean, think about it. So much can go wrong when something's in transit. It could get dropped, left in a hot truck or a cold warehouse. GDPMD knows this, so it lays down these super strict rules for packaging, for handling, and especially for things like temperature control for sensitive electronics. It's all about protecting that device until it's safely where it needs to be. Now for link number 3. You might think, okay, the device has arrived. It's safe now, right? Not so fast. Even when it's just sitting on a warehouse shelf, it needs proper care. This is storage and handling, and this is where those sneaky, unseen problems can creep in if you're not careful. Proper storage is just so critical. We're talking controlled environments. No dust, no humidity, no extreme temperatures, anything that could mess with the device. And it's also about smart inventory management. You know, that first in, first out system? That's to make absolutely sure nothing sits on a shelf so long that it expires. Okay, let's recap. The device has been sourced, shipped, and stored perfectly. But we're not done. The chain is still going. Now we get to the parts of the journey that take place inside the hospital or clinic, where, let's be honest, the stakes get even higher.
So, the box has arrived. You can't just rip it open, plug it in, and start using it on a patient. No way. Link number 4, installation and testing, is absolutely vital to get right. This is all about making sure the device works exactly like it's supposed to in its new environment. That means following the manufacturer's instructions to the letter, running a whole bunch of tests, and calibrating it for pinpoint accuracy. Think of it as the final critical quality check before it gets anywhere near a patient. And that brings us to link 5, which really shows you this isn't a one-time thing. A medical device isn't something you just set up and forget about. Its safety and performance have to be maintained for its entire life. So GDPMD demands a solid maintenance plan. This means you've got scheduled checkups to catch problems before they happen. And if something does go wrong, you need a plan for fast, effective repairs.
Plus, ongoing checks and recalibration to make sure that machine is just as accurate as it was on day one. Okay, so we've gone through 5 links, but here's the thing. None of it matters if you can't prove you did it. And that brings us to the final, and you could argue the most important, link in the whole chain: documentation and record keeping. This is the absolute backbone of the whole system. Every single thing, from buying it to shipping it to fixing it, it all has to be recorded. This creates a complete life story for every device. And why is that so important? Well, imagine there's a recall. That log lets you track it down instantly. It's a crystal clear paper trail for total accountability. So there you have it, the 6 links of the safety chain. We've gotten into the weeds a bit, so let's zoom back out. Let's remember what this is all about. The patient.
So if you remember anything, remember this. GDPMD isn't just a bunch of boring paperwork. It's a complete system. It's like a protective bubble around a medical device, from start to finish. And every checklist, every signature, every single calibration, it's all for one reason: to keep patients safe and to make sure we can trust the tools that are supposed to heal us.
So now when we go back and look at that operating room again, it looks different, doesn't it? You don't just see the shiny tech anymore. You see this invisible force field of standards and procedures. That's GDPMD, working silently in the background, making sure everything is good to go.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. We've seen how GDPMD handles the technology of today. But what about tomorrow? As things like AI, robotics, and smart implants become just normal, how are these safety standards going to have to evolve to keep up?